Around the world, millions of children wake up to a new day. Every child is filled with enormous potential. Each day offers the chance to learn, to grow, to become a productive citizen. New research about children's brain development confirms the importance of these early years. Young children gain knowledge and develop skills that lay the foundation for lifelong learning. Problem solving and independent thinking are needed to succeed in the complex world of the 21st century. Step by Step, an early childhood development program that supports children from birth to age 10, recognizes the importance of these early years. It is based on child-centered teaching methods and promotes parent and community involvement. Step by Step is an initiative of the Open Society Institute, an organization created by the philanthropist George Soros. He believes that even the youngest members of society must learn in environments that promote democratic principles. Investing in young children generates enormous social and economic benefits. Now operating in 29 countries, Step by Step began in 1994 in 15 countries in Central and Eastern Europe. These countries are committed to reform, but they face many challenges. With their economies spiraling into deep recessions, governments have cut funding for early childhood programs. Teachers feel isolated. They try to make do with inadequate teaching materials and obsolete methods. Step by Step is changing all this. The child is at the center of Step by Step's work. Building on this foundation, the program seeks change at every level, from the classroom, the family and community, to professional development, policy reform, and advocacy. Although each step-by-step program is adapted to meet local needs, all classrooms share some basic principles. Play is at the heart of good early childhood programs. Young children learn through all their senses. Through experimentation and discovery with creative learning materials, children test ideas. They are encouraged to interact with other children and their teachers. Step-by-step classrooms foster cooperative learning. Children work together in small groups. From a very early age, they express their ideas and learn from each other.
We like the room arrangement the way it is now. The desks are put together so we can work in groups. That way we are not alone. When we work together, we listen to each other, find which opinion is best, and write it down.
In many countries, the old system was teacher-centered. Teachers lectured from the front of the room, and children sat passively in rows, copying or memorizing. But in step-by-step preschool classrooms, teachers get down on the floor to meet children at their own level. The classroom is organized so they can reach books and other materials. Children are encouraged from the very beginning to become independent learners. This is reinforced in primary school as they are taught how to identify problems, think critically, and discover solutions.
I want to find in the world what we don't really understand, and we can find it.
They were quite independent learners. They went to the resources they had in the classroom, and they consulted various dictionaries. So they solved the problem quite independently, and they helped each other.
A child-centered class is a dynamic environment. Students' artwork covers the walls. The classroom has many appealing corners, each focused on a different skill, like reading, math, or science. Teachers, parents, and volunteers make many of the learning materials. Teachers recognize and respond to each child's unique learning style. Through careful observation, teachers adapt activities to match the child's skills. The goal is to help children reach their full potential. Step by Step meets the highest international standards for early childhood education. Evaluations conducted by ministries of education have found that children in Step by Step programs meet or exceed established academic standards. Step by Step believes that families have the greatest influence on their children. They are the child's first and most important teachers. In many countries, parents were previously kept out of the schools.
Back then, when we were children, the attitude toward children was completely different, and the attitude toward education in general was completely different. Now, in these times, a child is perceived as something unique, as a personality. And actually, in this school, they are also educating parents. They are teaching us a different attitude toward children.
Traditional approach of the parents to the kindergarten was that they think that the kindergarten is just a place to keep their children when they're at their work.
I would say that probably the biggest challenge was to involve the parents, because traditionally schools here don't let the parents in the schools. They have to stay out. And school is really separated from family life and the rest of society.
Step by Step urged parents to come to school. And they came. Parents make tremendous efforts to ensure the success of the Step by Step schools. In this remote village in Haiti, parents have worked tirelessly to make sure that every child gets a hot meal, something that is critical in a country ravaged by hunger.
Schools that cannot afford to pay people for the food, for preparing food, they invite the parents, and parents come and cook for the kids without being paid. In some places, we've had parents also growing vegetable gardens, and the vegetables that come out of these gardens go to the schools.
In rural Mongolia, a teacher and her husband donated one of their gears to the community and turned it into a preschool.
I thought we just have to have a kindergarten here because I think the children of our herders and farmers, they need to be educated as well.
Parents come to the classroom for many reasons: to join in the activities, to teach, to share their talents, to observe, and to attend regular parent meetings.
This is the portrait of my son. He drew himself the way he sees himself, and also he wrote down a few characteristics and qualities that he thinks he possesses. What I had to do was add a few elements to the drawing, and also a few other characteristics that I thought were specific to my son.
Even grandparents play a role. They introduce children to traditional cultures through stories, music, and local crafts. Sometimes parents come to learn together with their children.
I would say perhaps 90 to 95% of the parents are illiterate. And there's been a strong demand for literacy programs, which we have started. Somehow the parents want to be able to learn how to read and write. Practically at the same time, the children are learning how to read and write.
Parents are actively involved in all aspects of school planning and decision-making. This reinforces the program's democratic principles and ensures its sustainability. In the step-by-step classroom, every child works with well-trained, dedicated teachers. But these teachers do not magically appear. They reflect a deep commitment to professional development through comprehensive and continuing teacher training.
It's very important to make the teachers change their attitudes, to have a new perspective on students. I have become more patient with children. I'm trying to really listen to them. I am more sure of myself, and I'm not afraid of expressing my own opinions.
Formal training is reinforced through classroom observations. Teachers learn that how they teach is as important as what they teach. Exemplary step-by-step programs are developed into training centers. Centers can be found in remote, rural communities, as well as in cities. Step-by-Step brings best practices to teachers wherever they live.
There are 18 universities who work with us, who implement new special course, step-by-step course in their universities. We work with 11 Teachers Retraining Institute in Kazakhstan. We think that this great network that we develop in Kazakhstan, it will be helpful in educating new people, new generation. They have new vision, they have new mission.
In partnership with ministries of education, the long-term goal is to ensure that cost-effective, high-quality training is available to all teachers. All children, regardless of gender, race, religion, economic level, or ability level, have a right to high-quality education. All the children of a community should rub shoulders in the schoolyard. Building on its past success, step-by-step programs are now reaching out to children and families who have been excluded from high-quality education. Step-by-step schools are including children with disabilities and proving that, with appropriate help, the child with special needs can participate successfully in most school activities.
The step-by-step program allows the children to work in activity centers and be more active, and the step-by-step teachers create an environment that allows children with special needs to socially adapt much easier than in other schools.
Natalia, a young girl in Ukraine, was born with cerebral palsy. She has shown extraordinary improvement since leaving an institution and coming to step-by-step.
Natalia is becoming much stronger physically. She is willing to do things. When she first came, she was just waiting for someone to help her. Now she's trying to move on her own. She wants to be responsible for herself. The kids treat Natalia very well because they are from a step-by-step school. Before, in the kindergarten, they had seen children with disabilities and had interacted with them.
Step-by-step programs are also reaching out to children and families from minority groups. Many of these children have long been denied high-quality education. The Roma are the largest ethnic minority in Europe, numbering over 8 million and stretching across many national borders. Most of the 3 million Roma children in Europe do not have access to quality education. About 1/3 of Roma children are assigned to special schools based on culturally biased testing. These schools have low standards and poorly trained teachers. Another third are not enrolled in school at all. The great majority of Roma drop out even before completing primary school.
We want the best for our children, so they don't have to live the way we do. I attended elementary school, but I didn't finish it.
In 13 member countries with significant Roma populations, Step-by-Step is proving that Roma children can succeed in supportive educational environments. For the first time, these Roma children are treated like all other children and given the opportunity to perform to the maximum of their abilities. Teachers receive anti-bias training, and Roma teaching assistants are placed in the classrooms. The Roma language and culture are no longer excluded from school. Roma parents learn alongside their children and pass on their knowledge. Community centers reach out to everyone, and adults are also enthusiastic learners. All of these reforms have made the Roma children feel comfortable and welcome in their schools. In each country, programs are operated by independent, non-governmental organizations. A strong network evolved based on the exchange of knowledge and experience between countries. In 1999, the umbrella organization, ISSA, the International Step-by-Step Association, was formally established. New countries and professionals are encouraged to join. ISSA provides technical support and vision for both new and well-established programs. As the program continues to expand, ISSA guarantees that high standards are maintained. It is also a strong advocate for international educational reform. To date, 200,000 educators have received step-by-step training, and 600 teacher training institutions have participated in systemic reform. Throughout 29 countries in Europe, Central Asia, and the Americas, more than 1 million children wake up to a step-by-step classroom. The program reaches out to children everywhere, in big cities and remote villages, in mountain hamlets and desert towns. The challenge is to make sure that each child is intellectually curious, socially confident, and equipped for lifelong learning. They need these skills to succeed in the complex, interconnected world of the 21st century. Yet, as education budgets are cut and services curtailed, only a small percentage of children are reached. Education initiatives such as Step by Step seek to ensure that all children have a rewarding childhood and a promising future.